Hey everybody, Blue on Gold Z coming at you with another video, and it's going to be a real quick video on something that is just as important as some of the previous gun videos or politically related gun videos that I've done. And this has to do with the political spectrum between, left wing and right wing, conservatism versus liberalism, and how that ties into the two main parties that we have here in the United States, which is obviously the Republicans, the GOP, and then the Democrats. Because it is election season and we're gearing up to bring in our new president, I would say over the past year, I've probably had a spike in all the political discussions and debates that I've gotten online, such as Facebook and YouTube and Google Plus. And there's a lot of idiots out there, and there's two kinds of, I guess you could say, idiots in a way. There's the idiots that know exactly what they're talking about, and they are of a ideology that directly conflicts with mine. They just don't know the damage that it will cause, but they know what they're talking about, they know what they want, and they have conviction. And then there's other people out there that are basically just ignorant and don't know where they fall on the political spectrum, and when in fact they could be very similar to me. And this video, even though I don't have a lot of subscribers, the purpose of this video is to educate some of the people out there and mobilize people that may not have been mobilized before because they didn't know the difference between Democrat, Republican, left wing versus right wing, conservative versus liberal. And the reason why I say this is because I myself was kind of like one of those people when I was younger. I would say that I've been politically awake for at least the past, I don't know, 6 years, I guess, or so. And I remember when I was on one side of the spectrum as a little kid, and then as I got older, I started to notice that I was more mid-range, and then as I got even older to where I am now, into my 30s, I'm now over here. So the purpose of this video is to educate people on that political spectrum and how it ties into our two main parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, so here we go. Okay, so we'll start off with liberalism, or the left wing. So looking on the screen, that's over here, left wing. The left wing versus right wing array or scale, as you can call it. I believe it started in the 1780s, late 1780s, during the French Revolution. I think it was King Louis the 16th. I think it was prior to the revolution, or perhaps during. I don't know. But basically there were two groups of people. There were one that supported the maintaining of the monarchy, the maintaining of the traditions of government that currently stood, and then there was another group of people that opposed the monarchy, wanted to abolish the monarchy and change it into a more of a democratic republic style of government, I believe it was. So the two people, when they would argue, they didn't want to be amongst themselves, so naturally we do what humans do and we separate. The people to the right of the king were the people that were in favor of holding on to the older traditions and were favoring the preservation of the monarchy, and the people that wanted to change that were over to the left. So left side here, right side here, it's inverted. Now over the course of time, the meaning of the words between liberalism and conservatism kind of changes, and it also may vary depending on what part of the world you're in. But what we're going to focus on here is the United States, because I'm in the United States. I'm a U.S. citizen now. I'm assuming most of my viewers are U.S. citizens, so we're talking about liberalism versus conservatism in the United States and what they mean. All right, and here we go. So we'll start off with liberalism, and basically that's the left side of so that's over here for the screen, the left side. So that's the liberalism, the left wing, leftists, which are typically, they're not mutually exclusive, but typically they are Democrats, okay? And then you will have the right wing over here, which are typically known as conservatives, which typically will vote for the Republican Party. But liberalism, in the topics that I like to get involved in, the topics that I am often very passionate about, things such as individual liberties, which includes things like gun rights and privacy and things of that nature. Liberals overall will support larger government. They are also known as statists, meaning that they believe in the state. Not necessarily just the state that you live in, such as California, for instance, but state meaning a country, a government. They believe that the government knows best and therefore needs to be given more power, more financing, more leverage, which, in my opinion, equates to a lot of intrusion and overreach of power and, most importantly, abuse of power. Okay, I challenge any liberal out there to basically overturn my definition of what liberals in general are for. Again, just as a reiteration, liberals are in favor of giving up more of your individual rights and liberties to the government, putting faith in the government in the sense that the government will know what's best, the government will know how to fix it, the government will protect me, the government will provide for me. In general, that is what liberals are about. Liberal states include states like California, New York, Illinois, for the most part, states like Michigan, Massachusetts, states that are very intrusive, typically have very high taxes. And when I say intrusive, there's a lot of business regulation. They want to know they want to know all the nitty-gritty details. It's very hard to start a business in a very liberal state, and a lot of personal individual liberties are given up. So, for instance, in California, if somebody, this is a gun channel, if somebody breaks into your house and they are a threat to you, you get your gun, put some rounds in them, you kill them. You may not necessarily be criminally guilty. You're innocent, but a lot of liberal states will allow the family of the victim to sue you on a civil level, even though you are not found guilty on a criminal level. That's part of what liberalism is about. Again, surrendering of personal freedoms and protections to the government, and the government having this overreaching power and authority to do almost whatever they want. Okay, so that's liberalism. Now we're going to conservatism real quick. That is what I am. This video is not going to be perfectly unbiased, but the comment sections are open. You're free to comment. And that's also a conservative principle, is individual representation and the ability to speak out. So I'm a conservative, and conservatism is on the right wing, the right side. Conservatives typically will be Republicans. They will typically vote for the GOP. There will be other videos on where there are some small fallacies in this, because there are also fake Republicans, and they are known as rhinos, and that'll be another video. But in general, we're sticking to conservatism versus liberalism. So now conservatism is, again, right side over here. It's more about individual liberties and rights. Conservatism is about maintaining that the most important thing inside life and government and policy is that individual rights need to be maintained, meaning that you could be in an absolute minority, whether it's your ethnicity, whether it's your religion, whether it's your sex. You are in a conservative style of mindset and governing. The minority is protected against the tyranny of majority. Okay, so conservatism is all about, again, the protection and the proliferation of individual rights and abilities. Okay, and examples of conservative states are states like where I'm at now, Texas. I used to live in a liberal state, California, but now I'm in a conservative state, which is Texas. And one of the things that is a direct benefit of, again, because I used the firearms scenario last, one of the direct benefits of living in a conservative state is that the state says you have a God-given, or if you don't believe in God, you have a natural right to protect yourself. You can go ahead, once you pay a fee and you can show that you shoot straight, you can carry a gun on you in public. Okay, that is a preservation and a proliferation of individual rights. So again, that's basically the main thing about conservatism versus liberalism, is liberals want a big state government. they want the government to control a lot of things and have at least more leverage. And conservatives are like, whoa, government, chill, back off. You know what? You need to be fired, you need to be fired, you need to be fired, you need to be fired. Let's have a smaller government and let people understand that they are overall in charge of themselves, that they know what's best for themselves, that they know what's best for their family, they know what's best for their business, so on and so forth. So, capping off the video, let's see, liberals here on the left-hand side, surrendering of rights and abilities for the greater good by giving it to the government and having faith in the government to know what's best and even dabble in their lives and control their lives. And then we have conservatism over here, which is smaller government, more independence, more freedom on an individual, personal level. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video of that basic rundown of the political spectrum, left and right here, and how it directly correlates to our two main political parties. With, again, we got liberals over here tend to be Democrats, and we have conservatives over here which tend to be Republicans, and that's pretty much a spectrum. I'll have more videos coming up. I hope you can kind of figure out where you lie on this spectrum, because there are some people out there that don't know, and they sometimes will vote inaccordingly and vote for the wrong party because they think that their belief system is another way, just based on preconceived notions. All right, so I have some more videos coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.